G'day and welcome to Disc Golf Down Under. It's Matt here, and today I'm at my local course, the Newington Armory in Sydney Olympic Park. Now, there's two things that have been on my to-do list for ages, and in this video I'm going to kill two birdies with the one disc. Firstly, MVP recently released a brand new putter called the Watt. And no, I'm not reviewing the Watt. The disc I'm reviewing is very similar to the Watt and what I believe is MVP's most underrated disc, the MVP Ohm. Secondly, I've previously covered the red and yellow layouts here at the Armory, and today I'm going to take you around the beginner-friendly white layout. So let's go. Now, before we get started, the white layout here at the Armory was established in 2021, and it's a short 1136 metre all par 3 layout with holes ranging from 50 up to 86 metres. It was designed for beginners and younger players, while also being a great course for a single disc round for more experienced players. And that's what we're doing today with the Ohm. Starting here at hole number 1, it's a short 55 metres, but far from easy. It's an island hole with OB either side, and if you go OB off the tee, there's a drop zone next to the big gum tree over on the right-hand side. Got a forehand hyzer route, a trickier backhand hyzer, and you've got the straight up the gut, and that's what I prefer. Today I'm throwing my 172 gram Neutron Ohm that I had for about 3 years, so let's see how we go. So about 5 metres past the basket. And a birdie to start with. Okay, the Ohm is absolute money, and I mean that literally. I've hit more aces with this disc than any other disc, and it's earned me a nice $483. And I almost had another $400 at a tournament earlier this year, but I had to spit out on this very hole after hitting dead center. So, hole 2, 70 metres downhill, nice and open with a bushy tree here on the right, and we've got OB directly behind the basket with the road. So if you're going for the ace here, you need to make sure you don't go too deep. And this is another nice hole to see the laser straight flight of the Ohm, and I'm going to go straight at it. Okay, that's inside circle. It's a cool day today, a little bit wet, a bit dewy. But shouldn't miss them from about that distance. Okay, let's quickly cover the specifications for the Ohm. It has a diameter of 212 millimetres, a rim width of 10 millimetres, a maximum height of 19 millimetres, and a rim height of 15 millimetres. PDGA has the max weight at 176 grams, but MVP only supplies it up to 175. Comes in Neutron plastic mainly, but it also was released in the Proton Soft. Has a flight rating of 2501. So, hole 3, 65 metres, and we've just got a large gum tree here just in front of us, which has a low branch that you need to be aware of. OB road just in front and also behind, but doesn't really come into play unless you do something crazy. So again, I'm going straight at the basket. Oh, we just got that branch. Let's just cause it to hyzer out a little bit, but that'll be a long putt. Okay, scary putt, edge of circle. This is sort of the distance I hate. But we're in. So, with a flight rating of 2501, the Ohm is a laser beam with a nice amount of glide. I find that I can really power on this disc, and I might occasionally get a little bit of flip and turn, but it's really dependable. So moving on to hole 4, 62 metres with the basket up behind the trees. Road and everything to the right is OB. And you've got two options. You've got the forehand hyzer or the backhand turnover out to the left, or the backhand hyzer around to the right over the OB, the right, and that's what I prefer. So let's give it a go. Hopefully it's going to come back enough. Yeah, a little bit short, but we're there. Okay, it's another one of those scary edge of circle putts. Ah. The Ohm is a disc that hasn't had much love since it was released by MVP in 2020. It's only available in Neutron, but there was also recently a run of Proton Soft released for the 2023 OTB Open. Now the fans have also been calling for an Electron Ohm for use as a putter, and personally I'd love to see it in plasma and also eclipse. Okay, so let's see how we go here on hole 5, which is 58 metres uphill. Road in front is OB, and we have a large pine tree here on the right that we want to stay away from. And for this one again, I'm going laser straight. A little bit more power needed for this one, uphill. A little bit of hyzer on that. That'll be, again, edge of circle. So Proton Soft, really liking this one. This is brand new. Really like the feel in the hand. And it's great as a putter. So not quite there, but we'll clean up for the par. Moving on to hole 6 now, and 61 metres downhill with the basket, a few metres behind that tree. And there's an OB road in front, but that really doesn't come into play unless you absolutely shank your tee shot. So I'm going to try and hyzer one around the right side of the tree. Just got to make sure I don't put too much glide on this. They tend to go way past if I give it too much. So yeah, really glidey disc. This one's gone about 20 long. I'm going to test the jump putt. So let's go. Oh yes, send it. Now, I really love the feel of the Ohm. It's got a great profile and it's not far different from James Conrad's Nomad putter, but without the bead. And I'm not a fan of beaded putters. And I do like how you can put this disc on an angle and it'll just hold that angle throughout the flight, which is useful here on hole number 7, 73 metres downhill. Got some trees here in front and out to the right. OB long grass at the back, edge of circle. So really forehand hyzer or backhand turnover is the go. And that's what I'm going to go with a nice little standstill turnover. So you can see it holding the line. I was a little bit worried about gliding past, so it's a little bit short. Okay, just outside circle again. So let's try that stepper again. Seems to be working quite well. Oh, close one. So moving on to hole 8, 60 metres, slightly uphill to a basket in amongst the trees. There's also a tree in front there that gives us a bit of a low ceiling, and OB out to the right over the fence, but really it's a hard one to get out there. We want to fire another low laser beam into this one and get it to glide up to the basket. So let's try one of the new Ohms for this shot. Oh, way too much hyzer, but it's going to fight through, and that's almost parked. So yeah, that wasn't the line we were aiming for, but it worked out. 2 metres from the basket. Nice easy tap in. Hole 9, 55 metres with a tight line between the trees, narrows to about 3 metres down in the basket. And this is the hole that the Ohm was made for, and the Ohm has found the basket here on numerous occasions. So, fingers crossed, let's see if we can add another ace to this beauty. Not today. Off the trees. It's thrown me out here to the right. Again, edge of circle. We're going to have to do a little bit of a straddle putt. Not my favourite, but let's see how we go. Go in. Ah! Another par. Okay, so we're halfway through the white layout and moving on to hole 10, 69 metres, slightly downhill. Road and everything out to the right is OB. We've got OB reeds behind the basket as well at edge of circle, and there's an old fig tree guarding directly in front of the basket. So we're going to go the hyzer route to get in there cleanly, not get too much glide. There is the turnover line as well, but we've got these two shrubs that tend to block that route. So I'm going to go the backhand hyzer and let's see if we can swing one in there. That looks pretty good. So yeah, we're a little bit close to the OB, about 6 meters. Shouldn't be too difficult to clean this one up. Love putting with the soft Proton plastic. And it catches really well. Hole 11 is the shortest hole on the white layout at 50 meters, throwing from the drop zone of the standard or regular hole 11. Road and everything to the left is OB, and we've got a tree in front which gives us a bit of a low ceiling if we go the direct route. So a few different ways of attacking this one. Forehand hyzer's the obvious way, or turnover backhand, but beware the disc cut rolling down the hill into the OB. I prefer the straight shot, straight at it, and using the tree behind as a bit of a backstop. So this is another great one for running the ace, so let's try the Proton Soft. That was too high, but we parked it. So that was extremely lucky. Usually that tree will punish you if you hit it, so I'm happy to take the drop in birdie. Now it should be noted that the Ohm has an evil stepsister from Streamline with the Pilot. Pilot has the same profile and flight rating as the Ohm, but without the overmold. And the Pilot's also available in a few more plastics besides Neutron, including Electron and Eclipse. I currently putt with Electron Pilots, and I recently picked up a Neutron Pilot as well as a Cosmic Neutron Pilot. I find the Neutron Pilot flies almost identical to the Ohm, but I think this Ohm has a smidge more glide, and that could be the gyro effect in play. And the Cosmic Neutron Pilot, like many Cosmic Neutron discs, has a tick more stability and fade at the end of its flight. So, hole 12, 66 meters. We've got an OB road acting like a river just in front of the green, and the basket is well protected by trees. So I'm going to try a slight hyzer in there with the Ohm, and then I'll show you the same shot with the Pilot. And we've got a slight left or right to left wind. So there's the Ohm, put a little bit of hyzer on it, and we got the Guardian tree. So let's try the Neutron Pilot now, and we'll try and put the same throw on it. Maybe I had a smidge more hyzer on that one, but you can see we've put it pretty close to the basket. Okay, so the Pilot up there is parked. We're going to be taking the Ohm though, because that's what this video is about. So uphill putt, probably edge of circle. Nice. And let's clean up with the Pilot as well. Or double birdies. Nice way to go. Hole 12. Hole 13 is another shorty at 59 meters. There's just a tree in front and to the left blocking the forehand hyzer. And we've got another tree directly in line with the basket, as well as some shrubs and trees down there on the right-hand side. There's also a OB road out to the right, which shouldn't come into play, but if you hit those trees on the right and your disc drops and rolls, you're going to find yourself in some trouble. So I'm going to go Proton Soft here with the Ohm and try and, with a bit of hyzer, thread through the gap. And that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Got a little bit of trees, so we're close to the basket. So we pin high, basically, a little bit, a couple of meters to the right. So we're just gonna have to do the straddle again. Just come right out, come under those leaves, and easy bird. So MVP just recently announced the new kit on the block, the Watt, which has a flight rating of 2, 5, negative 0.5, 0.5, which makes it a touch less stable than the Ohm. So there's a little more turn and more forward push at the end of flight, but very similar in design, feel, and appearance as the Ohm and the Pilot. So let's move on to hole 14, 55 meters, another shorty. No OB to worry about on this one, but we do have plenty of trees down the right, and one Guardian gum tree there just short of the basket edge of circle. Forehand hyzer works very well as the backhand turnover, which is what I like to throw here. So we're going to do a standstill. So we're getting a good set of long putts here today. Let's see if we can pop this in, probably about 8 meters. And she's in for another bird. Hole 15, 62 meters, and we've got trees either side with some branches coming into play off the tee, and another short little tree just to the right on the way to the basket. There's a steep hill directly behind the basket with OB, so you don't want to run this hole for the ace. The aim is just to lay up short of the basket and just grab the birdie on this one. So let's just see how we go. So we caught that tree on the line to the basket, left us a little bit short, giving us a death putt. So I've got to be confident. Oh, a little bit high, but it's gone in. So you can see that the Ohm is a laser beam. It flies dead straight when thrown flat, holds the angle beautifully on hyzer or turnover. Hole 16 is a 67 meter downhill. There's a huge gum tree just in front guarding the basket, and OB at edge of circle behind in the deep grass. So forehand hyzer probably works best at getting to the basket, and I'm going to try the backhand turnover today because the backhand hyzer is a little bit blocked. It helps there's a little bit of a headwind as well. We're about edge of circle. Give it some layup. And we'll move on to 17. 2 holes to go, and the difficulty jumps up as we get closer to the end of the white layout. So hole 17, 67 meters on flat ground. There's a drain that runs from left to right, and all of the area between the tee and the drain is hazard. So if you land short, you throw from where you land, but you add a 1-shot penalty. Got a large tree there on the right which blocks the hyzer line, and we've got a smaller shrub that blocks the straight at it. So you need to make sure you stay clear of the smaller tree, and I like either the forehand hyzer works well, or as you guessed it, backhand turnover. So if we can just replicate what we did in the last hole, that will be money. It's looking good. And we're parked. So just nice little easy 1 meter tap in. Another bird. Okay, final hole. Hole 18, 86 meters, making it the longest hole on the white layout. This is a very open tee shot. Tree just off to the right here to get in your mind. And we've got OB down either side with the road and the reeds on the left and long. So I need to go full power on the Ohm here to get to the green. And I'm going to throw the Ohms and the pilots to show you how they compare. So let's start with the Neutron Ohm, which will be the disc that I play for score. A little bit nose up, but it's just holding that straight route and just inside the circle there. Let's go the soft Proton in the blue one. Try and get this one a bit more nose down. It's just holding a little bit of turnover and then a nice little fade to finish. Onto the orange. This one has a bit more flip, I think. So a little bit of hyzer on that, and just flipped up and flew nicely. Moving on to our pilot now. So the Neutron pilot, and this one's a 173 gram. And you can see, flies very similar, just a little bit less glide than the Ohm. That's my finding anyway. And then we've got our Cosmic Neutron pilot, 172. I've found this one to be a little bit more stable. And of course I threw it with hyzer, and of course it'll hyzer out. So, but it's got a little bit more stability than the ohms and the other pilot. Okay, so Neutron pilot, probably about 13 meters. We've got our soft protons at about the same distance. They're about 6 to 7 from the basket, and our neutrons at about 10. Felt like the protons have a little bit more glide, and I find the pilots don't tend to push as much. And the cosmic neutron is out there, didn't really get onto that properly. So the neutron ohm is the one that counts. Edge of circle. Let's see if we can get this and get our birdie to finish off. And there we go. So there you have the Ohm, MVP's most underrated disc. Let me know in the comments if you agree. And if I had to pick 3 discs to play any course, the Ohm would easily be my first pick. It's reliable, dependable, easy to control, and plenty of distance when you need it. Every MVP fan should have an Ohm in their bag. Now, many players have been asking MVP for a max weight glitch. Well, here it is. The Ohm in this soft proton plastic is what you're looking for. And if you prefer your glitch to be a little flippy, well, check out the new Watt. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review and also the playthrough of the Armory White layout. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe to Disc Golf Down Under. And a reminder, we're sneaking up on 5,000 subs and there will be a giveaway coming up to celebrate. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.